I know what you're thinking, and no, this year it turns out there was a way to legally watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on the same day it was released in America. Hey, future generations, remember America? That thing didn't last long, did it? Yes, definitely, 100% legal, honestly. I mean, imagine if we still lived in a world where I could get a flight to America for the price of a train ticket half a mile down the road and physically hand over my money to the show's creators before the executives have even finished gluing Lego bricks to their nipples or whatever the fuck they're doing for 6 fucking months before it finds its way onto this region's Netflix. 6 cock-swilling months. I could swim to America and convince all the actors to perform the episodes live at the house of all 10 British Sunny fans, and we'd still have to wait around for ages for someone to lazily stick them onto a website, requiring almost no effort. But luckily, like I said, there definitely was a legal way to watch it. No, honest officer. Sunny is one of my all-time favourite TV shows, and is still one of the funniest things being made today. I largely attribute that to the fact that it's being made by people with ideas who want to be funny. I know, crazy thought, isn't it? Making a comedy by being funny, and not just by saying a word repeatedly to create a mixture of Pavlovian conditioning and Stockholm Syndrome. In fact, I love Sunny so much that I can safely say that if it were a person, it would be rejecting me because I look like a butternut squash after a decade of intense waterboarding. I love it so much that whenever a red flag appears, and there were some, especially in the first episode of the series, my initial thought is always, no, please, not here. If this was any other show, a red flag makes me polish off a new compound swear word or design a new wanking term, like polishing the compound swear words. But then again, I am a cunty exception to all people. It was better than the last season, but not as good as the one before. That's where it places on a line graph you were all patiently waiting for me to update. Yes, it does have its problems, but it doesn't wallow in itself quite as much as the last season. And there is something very impressive about being able to say the phrase, still great after 12 seasons, without rushing to the toilet to puke up all those poisonous lies. Obviously go and watch it, and all the other episodes a bunch of times. If you've never seen an episode of Sunny, I don't think it's exaggerating to say you are actually worse than the combined evil of Trump and Catholicism. In fact, I think apart from the first episode of Season 12, which was fine but had unfortunate moments, and by the way, the quality of this show is so high that even those moments on their own make the Big Bang Theory look like a clown masturbating over a dead lamb, this season was made up of fairly solid episodes. It's not the best season ever. I saw a few people saying that online. Yes, opinion is subjective, but not that one. You're just wrong. But it is a good season overall. However, there is one thing I want to bring up, and I can't fucking believe I'm actually going to have to do this, but spoiler alert until the end. I know, before the last episode, I'd have thought putting up a spoiler warning on a Sunny video would be like putting up a spoiler warning on the last half of a calendar. But here we fucking are. Welcome to the future. So as shown by a scene that a few years ago would be subject to mockery by Sunny, Dennis leaves the bar and may not return for the next season, which, by the way, may not be for a couple of years. It took me 20 takes to deliver that last line without bursting into tears or ripping my shirt off and screaming, "Why?" The hiatus doesn't bother me so much. The old episodes aren't going anywhere and tear ducts dry out eventually. The big worry for me is Glenn Howerton's role as a writer. This just feels far too much like what happened to Red Dwarf, which was basically like watching a championship rower saw his right arm off, jam an umbrella into the stump and insist he'll be just as good. There are so many maybes flying around. Maybe nothing will happen, maybe it'll stop, maybe it'll carry on but much worse, or maybe it'll just turn out that all he did in the writer's room was crack walnuts between his man tits, so even though he's not there it'll be just as funny. Obviously I recommend this season. It's a good addition to a show that was already perfect, if you want to laugh. And if laughing isn't really your thing, why not subscribe to this channel? Guaranteed to leave you silently disappointed 5 times a month since 2014.